What is going on, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me today for episode number 54 of the Car 5 podcast. I'm your host, Joshua, and for today's episode, we're going to be talking about how Pagani themselves are even joining in on the electric market for vehicles. So as usual, everyone, let's go ahead and just dive right into things. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is actually happening. The company that gains its inspiration from art and science, Leonardo Da Vinci, basically, the Italian art masterpiece, is going electric. Something I believe truthfully and honestly, I can kind of speak for everyone, no one thought would happen. Especially Pagani themselves. I actually have a quote from Mr. Horacio Pagani himself that he did say publicly. He says, and again, exact word for word, in Italian, of course, there have been no existing or prospective customers asking for a full electric car. No dealer is asking for it, but we believe in it. We believe that this is going to be a big challenge for us. It's going to help us be very creative, to be very proactive, to use fantasy. It'll be a very expensive project, but we believe it is the right thing to do. And that's actually Mr. Horacio Pagani saying that himself about developing an electric car. They're also saying how they want to create a new benchmark for the electric vehicle. And this is entirely possible. And honestly, I think one that many people would like to see. I do know there are some Pagani owners out there that are all about the engines and V12s and feeling of the car and the feeling road, and I get that. Pagani themselves is a company that never really followed like change or adapted to what the car market is doing. They're really just themselves. They're literally a piece of art. They're a mixture of art and science, and they're just doing their own separate thing. So it is very shocking to see how even them, Mr. Horacio Pagani himself, is thinking creating an electric car is a good thing to do, which is astonishing because he's recognizing change, and that's vital for any business. And that's, this is a company that uses 6-liter twin-turboed V12s as their engines. No electricity at all. And of course, those V12s come from AMG. And from what I'm reading and everything for Pagani making their new electric hypercar as well, that they want to create as a new benchmark for the electric hypercar market and supercar market, those battery motors and electric motors, of course, are going to come from AMG as well. So Mr. Horacio Pagani, I think he chose a good partner, Mercedes-Benz and AMG, to supply parts and engines for your vehicles. You can't really go wrong there. And there aren't too much details of anything. This is just a news that came out recently, other than knowing they're still going to work with Mercedes-Benz for electric motors and batteries, which is genius, by the way. That's pretty much it. That's all we know. We do know there was no hybrids because Mr. Horacio Pagani was talking of how hybrid he believes is just useless weight of having all the batteries in there if you're not going to utilize them. So it's not hybrids. It's 100% electric hypercar that Pagani is going to be making. And again, it's very interesting. Expected production date for this car is anywhere from what I'm reading from 2021 to 2025, which is quite the gap. If it's 2021, that tells me they've been working on it for a little while and they kind of want to push it towards closer production to actually being released and being available for purchase. But realistically, I think the 2023 to 2025 mark maybe is a little bit more realistic. But until then, that's all we got for news. I mean, that's really it. It's just mainly a shock because, again, this is a car that's known throughout the car world as like, it's a piece of art. It's not even a car. It's a piece of art. When you combine the way it looks and the aerodynamics and the carbon fiber and the stitching and the beauty of the dials and the gauge cluster and the sound of the V12 engine, everything is just, it's artwork. It really is. They're so unique in their design. And so to see Pagani themselves talk about creating an electric market or an electric vehicle for the electric market, it's something amazing. But ladies and gentlemen, only time will tell. And that concludes episode number 54 of the Car 5 podcast, talking about Pagani going electric. Don't forget to follow on Instagram, like on Facebook. If you're checking out the YouTube channel for the first time, go ahead and browse the channel. Hit that subscribe button if you want to stay in touch. If you are already subscribed, go ahead and leave a like on this video. That'd be really cool. You guys need anything from me, send me an email. info@car5podcast.com. Don't forget to tune in for the next episode number 55, which is dropping July 1st. We're going to be talking about how Dyson, yes, the vacuum company Dyson, is entering the car game. So that'll be something interesting to talk about. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Please remember to drive safe and have a fantastic evening. Thank you.